I'm completely infuriated. I just paid 180,000 RMB to get married to this lazy ass person. In today's story, I'll tell you everything about it. In a heart-wrenching post that has sparked intense debate online, a 40-year-old man, referred to as Li Qiang, shared his deep regret after spending 180,000 RMB to marry a woman born in the 1990s. Despite their initial connection through arranged marriage, he now feels trapped in a marriage where his wife does not contribute to the household chores and spends most of her time laying in bed, eating, and playing with her phone. This sounds super familiar to a family member of mine. Their home, he claims, is so untidy that even a mouse would need a GPS to navigate through the mess. Accordingly to Li Qiang, the couple's life together began optimistically after meeting through a matchmaking service. Both families agreed on a dowry of 180,000 RMB, a substantial sum in their local area. However, just 4 years after the wedding, Li Qiang's frustrations reached a boiling point. He shared a video on social media showing his wife eating on the bed while their young children play with a phone beside her. The room was littered with trash, and the overall state of the home appeared far from livable. Li Qiang explained that after their marriage, financial pressure mounted, and he had to work long hours to support the family. While he was out working, he expected his wife to take care of the children and maintain the house. However, she became increasingly lazy, rarely cleaning or taking responsibilities for anything around the house. Instead, she spent her time eating, watching TV, and playing with her phone. Over time, her weight increased dramatically, adding to his disappointment. I feel like I have been deceived, Li Qiang said, expressing his disbelief that the woman he had married had not only failed to live up to his expectations, but was also unwilling to contribute to the marriage. Despite multiple conversations, his wife showed no interest in changing her behavior, and he found himself doing everything at home, including cooking and cleaning after a long day's work. He now regrets spending such a large amount on a dowry and wonders if he would have been better off staying single. Oh my gosh, these pictures, guys, you have to see. I was just reading the story, and it's just so very familiar to that one case in my own family, like for real. It's just same, every single detail. Anyways, let's get down to the comment section. Behind every hardworking man is a woman who gradually becomes lazy and fat. I don't agree with that. You can see like everywhere and anywhere there are so many fit, hardworking women, not as perhaps professionally, but like they develop in other areas, either the household or motherhood or cooking, but that doesn't mean like they are on shape or they don't work hard, because sometimes men just tend to gravitate towards criticizing women because they don't work and they don't kind of contribute to the household, like, the 50-50 thing. I'm not a supporter of that. I would really like to be taken care of, but I will contribute in a way, of course, in my own way, to make him happy every day of life, with the attitude. Sometimes girls can be very beautiful, but their attitude is not on point, so they will drench your life. Seriously. This just reminds me that comment I made, that when I was in Beijing, studying in BLCU, who else here from Beijing, BLCU? So back in the days, me and my other Latino student friends, I was living in like a dorm there, just nearby the Hope restaurant. The building number was 15. And we will go down in this lift. I remember there were these Russian girls coming in the lift. Like seriously, I've never seen such beautiful girls in my whole entire life. Like they were all so put together, the skin was flawless, like the shape of their bodies was so slender, and most of all, like the way they dressed was just like really divine, just like models, like the skin color, the eyes color, the hair, their hands, everything, they seem just like dolls. But, there's a but, their attitude was just cold stone, seriously. When I came into the elevator, I remember I was like, hi! Guys, by the way, at this very moment, maybe you know by now, if you have been watching my videos, 2 videos ago, I revealed my age. And I had some really harsh comments, like some people were like, sorry, but 38 is just Spire product. I'm like, anyways, at this age, 38, I'm still having this alive character. So you can imagine back then when I was like 21, when I was studying in BLCU, how energized and cheerful I was. It's just like, it's gonna be 20 years very soon, So imagine me 20 years ago. I was just super excited to be in China, to be a student, to have like a new life, and being surrounded by other like-minded people, like other students there. So I will come in the elevator and I'll be like, hi! And they will be just very, very, very cold. Like they will not even smile. I was so very shocked, like they rarely smile. So I thought everything was pretty on point, like gorgeous, but they wouldn't use their smile very often. And I just felt like ignored. And I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna greet anymore in the future encounters we have with this kind of people, because they just will come into the elevator and be like, they will just stare at you like this. There will be no smile and no greetings like good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Like, guys, come on. If you have been following me for a while, maybe maybe I had this bubbly personality back then. It was like, how long is my channel? I believe maybe it's like 10 years already or more. Anyways, maybe it was a little bit different. I used to have vlogs and I'll just go around the city. Nonetheless, if you can, from the screen, feel my energy, then you know what I'm talking about back in the day. And I will just feel like they're so cold. And I do believe maybe that is the one reason that many men, especially, I've seen a lot of Americans choosing Filipino girls because their personality is so charming. They're so positive. They're so enthusiastic, optimistic. And I'm not having anything against Russian girls. I have a lot of Russian friends. And my first love was from Russia. Why do you guys even think this channel is called From China with Love? Well, now you know, of course, because of that movie, because of that guy back then in dorm number 15. Anyways, back to the topic. So I believe to have an attitude itself is something to contribute for one person's life, to cheer him up, to be surrounding him with positive, good energy, not just like the complaining, whining energy or being cranky, just as we have previously said in other videos, like the entitled kind of attitude, or just like I receive other comment where one person, one of you guys commented, wrote that so many Chinese were just mistreating males over there, or males were being mistreated because they have somehow an advantage over the population ratio, so they have to just tolerate that, etc. So in a way, I believe it's good to be surrounded, or just not surrounded, but good to have or choose a partner that has this kind of positive, optimistic, enthusiastic attitude, and that will not break down and make your whole day sour because of one little thing that you end up not choosing the way she wanted. So she will just be annoyed by it, etc. So nowadays, I'll just try to live in peace and cheerful, happy. Yeah, Okay, let's keep going and let's read some comments. Behind every hardworking man, I really disagree with that, because there's all kind of hardworking men with beautiful, hardworking on their own kind of aspect to women. It can be their motherhood, etc. And they can be also fit. They're not lazy. He didn't notice the bluntly clear signs of depression and tell her to see a doctor. So someone pointed out that this woman might be depressed. he needs to man up and lay the law down on this piglet. Oh my God. Okay, guys, are you ready for this? I'm just gonna show you the picture so for you to judge. Not just gonna. So this is the picture of the girl. Sorry, it needs to be less bright. And the whole mess in the entire room. You know, I met some girls like that in China as well. There was this girlfriend of a friend who was also like behaving like that, like the house was an entire mess. I was just rarely couldn't like how they had leftover pieces of this is just disgusting. This is all the guats, like the pumpkin seeds thrown at the floor, beer, and the woman is just there eating and sleeping. Wow, you're paying like 180,000. Sorry for the. So there's the video itself where she's just staying there. Oh my God, this is just a mess. Of course, she must be depressed. Maybe she didn't even want to get married. Who knows? The side of the story. Where is that? The dog? I don't want to get too graphic because if I ever get to see something like animal abuse or something, I'll just get my whole mood will just end up here, guys. You know, I'm an advocate for animal rights. So since actually I'm just like last year. Now it's last year. It went so fast. It's my 10th anniversary as a vegan. I became vegan in China. So some of you have been like commenting how good I look still after all these years that you have been following my channel for over like, let's say 5 or 8 years. Maybe it might be the vegan diet. I'm not sure. I was just making such videos and I guess it does have to do with its like own appearance, you know. I'm not looking puffier. I don't have any Botox. I'm against all that. And I don't have any makeup, by the way. So, yeah. I mean, just saying. 180K, but living in such a condition might be a local TikToker's imagination. So that's basically it. Like how... Okay, oh my God, this is just nonsense. There's the baby. Oh yeah, the child, you know. The description of the child watching his phone by the side. And she just being laying there without moving herself and just eating and sleeping. And now she put on some weight and he's just so regretful because this woman... I mean, you come back home and you see this mess and you see your wife and everything becomes so blurry in your mind. Like, what am I doing here? Why did I have done this? How can I ever go out of this situation if it's still possible? Or will I be like not enough man to leave them behind because there's already a child? What would you guys think he should do? And it's quite hard, you know, because let's say it's not all in his hands to do. Maybe this woman is quite depressed. I do agree with that. And if she doesn't want to put up, like, cheer up in life, clean up, stay fit, eat healthier, etc., then he cannot force her. And he, besides that, have the stress of the work. So he has to go work. He must have some pressure from, even if he's working in the maybe countryside, the countryside hard labor, or the office boss sales pressure. So it's very hard to judge that he decided wrong. You know, this happens to anyone, even you guys here. So many of you might be divorced by now. If you are, please raise your hand. What was the reason you divorced? There have been some comments sharing with me that they previously married a Mexican and they divorced it because of X or Y reason. Like you like they say, you never really get to know a person, even though sometimes you get to meet them or get to be with them. Like for 8 years, once you're married, sometimes they change, or once they feel safe, they will change. There is a saying also here in Mexico, I don't know if you have noticed that, but Here, so many women are so fit and slender, like girls. I mean, my city, Guadalajara, is an exception. Girls here take so really good care, and it's quite popular, like Guadalajara, for beautiful women all around the world. Like there have been even some like beauty pageants coming out of this city. So in here, girls are very produced. I mean, they have surgeries and all kind of procedures done to them. Nonetheless, in like the rest of Mexico, usually when girls are about like 15 years old, 16 years old, they're still slender and slim. But once they get married, like let's say 25, 20, some women around like not like cosmopolitan cities like Guadalajara, Monterrey, or Mexico City, they can get married really young because, of course, actually in Mexico works the other way, They don't get married. They get pregnant. Like maybe 70% of them get pregnant first, or 80% I will advocate. I'm not sure. I don't think advocate is the right word. I will guess maybe. So they will get pregnant, and some of them will end up marrying the guy because the guy will agree on that. Otherwise, they will just end up being single mothers. And once that happens, especially if they get married, once they tie the knot, either they got pregnant or not, they will start just increasing weight. They will start just gaining weight. And it's very hard to see people just being like what they were 10 years ago. In my case, guys, it's very hard to believe, but I still weigh the same weight as I was weighing 10 years ago. Like, seriously, but I do take care extremely well of my intake of food, as well as like many aspects. Let's say I go to sleep, I try to go to sleep at 11, like the Chinese says. There's a saying that Chinese medicine for your liver, it's the best time to detoxify, etc. I'll try to walk. If I don't do like some kind of exercise, I will not feel myself. I will not feel well. So I will go for walks and yoga. Those are my faves. And there are so many other like self-care things that I do, but what I was wanting to say is like there is a saying here like, oh, once you get married, you get fatter. And you can see some couples that they just go out here and they are just, the more time they are married, like going out, I mean going to eat chicken nuggets, eat barbecue wings and such. So the time passed by and they're just getting both of them fatter and fatter. And that is not nice, It's just really, I mean, what am I saying to you guys? You, USA, know better, with no offense. I mean, perhaps now Mexico has number 1 obesity all around the world. So we are kind of alike. And that happens. Also, like USA girls at 15 years old, they will be so slim, And some other, like older women, married women at 30, 40, their shape is just changed. It's just older person. So what happened in that like transition? Is it that the woman felt safer in order to like just eat what she wanted because she was no longer in the dating market? She was chosen already, and she has a safety net to just do whatever, as eating as much as she wanted, or not exercising enough because already someone took her, so there is no need of doing such and such because she's already with someone and married. That's it. That's the ultimate goal for her life in regards to, I mean, when you are single, you usually get so put together or try to look at your best, of course. So for when you get to go out and have some chances, you will look attractive and presentable for others in order for them to choose you. I mean, not in this like very literal way, but guys and girls will do this, look at its best. So to flirt around, to have chances. But once taken, they just don't care anymore, which is a little bit sad. Anyways, that's the story of today. Let me know your comments regarding this. What would you do if it was your case? It might not be your precise case, but it might be similar that even though you didn't pay 180,000 renminbi to get married, you did got married and your wife ended up being a little bit overweight after some time and just not wanting or willing to do much, and you are kind of regretting your decision, what do you guys advise others to do in that case? Please, here, guys, gentlemen, males, friends, boys,